Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Buckley, and I'm with Anarchapulco. This year is our 6th year. We're doing the Anarchapulco Revive Clinic by Divine Biome, who is a sponsor for the clinic. And today is the first in a series of interviews of practitioners that we're going to be bringing into the clinic. And today we have Rajai Kaldani. And Raj is a expert in pulse electromagnetic field therapy, of which he's going to be bringing in this technology to the clinic and introducing people to the benefits of this form of energy medicine. So, Raj, I believe you're on the line, aren't you?
I am here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
Well, Raj, tell me about yourself, like how you got into the field of healing and
Sure.
your interest in joining this group.
Okay. Well, I don't have a background in healing or in medicine. What happened to me is I've always kind of been interested. So I was kind of like a novice kind of researcher. I did a lot of research on cancer and that whole industry. But I was in a very stressful kind of situation a couple of years ago. Actually, it was about 4 years ago, where I was working at a place that was kind of like a pressure cooker, and the stress really just kind of got to me. I got to a point where my body started to shut down. I started to have panic attacks. I had a 2-hour panic attack on a plane ride. Felt like I couldn't breathe, and my heart was going to stop. So I think what happened to me was I had my adrenals were shot. I had adrenal fatigue. Then I woke up one morning and I had a lump on my lymph node, right armpit, about a nickel size. I was getting discomfort in my chest, tingling numbness in my arm, and a number of other things, to include I was depressed. I had low energy. I was waking up tired, going to bed tired. And I felt like I had a blood clot in my leg that was moving up my leg. So here I was trying to struggle through my day every day, and I was really in a bad situation. And I had a really, really bad day. This one particular day, it was a Friday, and it was so bad that my plan was to go home, drink a bottle of whiskey, take some pills, and kind of check out. And a really strange thing happened to me. As I was driving home with that intention, a voice comes in, a message, so to speak, and tells me to go somewhere. And it's a generic place that I knew about, and I really kind of ignored it at first. And I was like, there's no way I'm going anywhere but to that bottle. But it kept coming back, and I finally said, okay, I'll go. And I reroute, and I show up to this little metaphysical gift shop, little crystal shop. And in the yoga room, they were doing a presentation on this Beemer device, which is a pulse electromagnetic frequency device, but it's also a vascular therapy, which is unique, is what makes Beemer unique. And so anyhow, I listened to their presentation. I crashed their presentation. I tried it that night. I didn't feel anything while I was on it, so I really wasn't that impressed. But I went home, still with that intention of drinking that bottle. By the time I got home, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was wiped. I was tired. I went straight to bed. Woke up 4 hours later, felt refreshed, rejuvenated. And so that kind of piqued my interest, and started doing some research on this device. About some sessions for about 2 weeks, and went to a workshop, and that's when I kind of locked and loaded, and I went in and bought one and started using it. And within 5 days, that lump, which had been there for about 4 months, disappeared. I was feeling better. I had more energy. I was sleeping better. My mood changed. My depression lifted. All my issues kind of disappeared. And from that point on, I've just kind of been on this journey about learning about the body and how to heal and how to use frequency and energy to affect the body and biology.
That's excellent. So I tell you, you're going to be bringing a Beemer on into the clinic.
I will. Yep.
Okay. All right. And so tell me, like, how long are sessions with that, and what might somebody expect from going through that?
So sessions are typically 8 minutes long. That's a kind of crazy thing. It's you lay on a mat for 8 minutes, and you could do longer sessions if you have a particular complaint, let's say you have an issue with your back or something, we could take a localized application and do up to 20 minutes on that localized area. But generally it's 20 minutes or 8 minutes on the full body. And then we could target to on localized areas. But yeah, you lay there for 8 minutes, you typically don't feel anything. Unless you're really into energy work, you're a healer yourself, or you're into things like Reiki or any kind of pranic healing or anything like that, you might actually feel the energy. But most people don't feel anything. If they feel maybe some slight tingling, maybe a little warmth, but that's about it. It's really more about what you feel after, or maybe what you don't feel after, as your body assimilates that new information coming into your body. And Beemer primarily will open up the reason, or the purpose of Beemer. It was designed specifically as a vascular therapy. And so what it does is it opens up your circulation from head to toe, and then a session will improve that microcirculation for 12 to 18 hours, anywhere in between. And so as your body is getting more oxygen, nutrients, your cells, right? Better utilization of oxygen, nutrients, and then waste removal at cell level, in addition to improving your lymphatic flow or your lymph flow, your body can start to heal and repair, and you'll just feel different. So what people might feel after is maybe a little bit more energy. They sleep better typically. Aches and pains kind of start to diminish, or sometimes they disappear right away. But it's really different for each person, and you just have to simply just try it and see how your body responds.
Okay, so do you see much in terms of like detox reactions in people?
You do have some people that will have a Herxheimer type of detox reaction. It's not super common, but it does happen. Typically, if you're on a lot of meds, or if you've been toxic for a long time, you could have that kind of reaction. That's why we recommend you drink a cup of water before and after, and hydration is going to be super important for any kind of modality that whether it's a massage or anything that you do. But for Beemer specifically, it's critical that you do drink plenty of water. So like for me, when I first tried it, I got tired. I got really, really tired. I had to go straight to bed. So some people will experience maybe a little migraine, maybe feel lethargic or tired, but that usually goes away pretty quickly, especially if you hydrate well. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what days are you going to be at the event?
I will be there the whole time. So
Okay,
I plan on being there the whole time for the 10 days.
Okay.
So.
And so the hours in which you plan on working, have you figured that out yet?
Yeah, what I plan on doing is maybe breaking up my days into 6-hour days. So 3 hours in kind of like the morning, and then 3 hours in the afternoon. That way, if people want to come in and do 2 sessions a day, because that's really how it's recommended to be used anyway, is 2 times a day. You do 1 session in the morning, 1 in the afternoon or evening. And the reason you do that is each session will improve that microcirculation for 12 hours. So if you do it, you kind of stagger it, 8, 9, 10 hours apart. Obviously, because it's an event like that, it won't be 12 hours apart, but it'll be, maybe 5, 6 hours. Then, you have your microcirculation at par for a 24-hour period.
Okay. Now, I'm familiar with other PEMF devices. I have one. We talked about that a little bit, and you told me some things about the Beemer that set it apart that makes me particularly interested in that. Would you mind sharing that with the audience?
Yeah. So the main thing with Beemer, what makes Beemer unique, is the patented Beemer signal. So there are a lot of PEMF devices on the market. They're very generic. Typically, they put out a pulse electromagnetic field, and they use these very generic pattern waveforms, right? You have a sawtooth, triple sawtooth. You have a square wave, which is what NASA developed, and a few other ones, the triangle wave. Now, Beemer uses a sinusoidal wave, but it's a multi-dimensional wave that actually specifically was designed for that vasomotion, which is this contraction that happens within the circulatory system. So your heart really is just kind of more of like a governor to regulate blood flow. And there's a system within your circulatory system that helps to move that blood along. And we're resonating with that. And Beemer is the only frequency that resonates with that frequency, or with the frequency of that tissue. So other PEMF devices will improve microcirculation a little bit, but typically it's about 7-8%. And how it does that is through the field. The electromagnetic field will charge up the cell a bit. So like red blood cells are not supposed to stick and stack to each other, and when they do, they just don't flow as well. So giving that charge kind of gives them that little separation so they can flow better. So that is kind of what allows for better blood flow with all PEMF. But Beemer goes a step further in that it also resonates with this tissue that helps to move that blood, that contraction that happens within the body. And there is no other PEMF device on the market that does that but Beemer. It's a patented signal.
Okay, so does the effect on the lymphatic system, is that a direct effect, or is it more of an indirect effect affecting the vascular?
That's more of an indirect effect because there's an interplay between the lymphatic system and the circulatory system. It shadows the circulatory system, and as you improve that blood flow, it also affects the lymph flow as well.
Okay, fantastic.
So,
all right. Well, is there anything else that you feel like we haven't covered that people should be aware of?
well, yeah. So Beemer is. So there are many reasons why people should use Beemer, right? And a lot of people think that it's only if you have an issue or if you're sick, but really it's about prevention. It's about optimizing that blood flow throughout your whole life. It's lifestyle, right? It's just kind of like you would engage in a healthy diet, right? To maintain that, to maintain good health, you do this every day. It's not something that you just do for one day and expect immediate results. So I temper expectations, and then patience as well. A lot of people want immediate results, and sometimes we get it, but it's not always the case. And we really just don't know how a person will respond because there are many factors that go into what's going on in that person's body.
Sure.
But Beemer is revolutionary. I think it will be a household name. And I love the technology, and I love sharing it with people. And yeah, I mean, I'm open for any kind of questions people have, or if people want to reach out. I'm here for people to kind of help and educate people on the differences and why this is such an important technology.
Well, is there a place where people can go to read a little bit more about Beemer and yourself?
Yeah, so the best place to actually learn about Beemer is we have a landing page. It's like an educational website. It's life, L-I-F-E .beemergroup, that's B-E-M-E-R group.com. And then if they'd like to purchase one, they can go to my website, and that's Kaldani, K-A-L-D-A-N-I .beemergroup.com. But really, the best place is that life.beemergroup.com for education. There's some great videos on there. There's a science page, and that has about a 35-minute science video that's really amazing. We have actually, we're really excited about our new brand ambassadors. We just signed up with Brooke Burke, who's been using the Beemer for about 6 months now, and she's an ambassador. We have some top-level athletes that are also ambassadors. And we have over 1,000 professional athletes already using Beemer. So it really, really is an amazing technology.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I look forward to trying it out personally and seeing you down there. And anybody that's interested in joining us at Anarchapulco this year, it's going to be February 10th to the 20th. You can get your tickets at anarchapulco.com. That's ANARCHALPULCO.com. I think I got that right, but we'll have a link anyway on the rest of this video. So hope to see you there.